Given the fact you had an extra man throughout that second half, how disappointed were you that you didn't ask more questions of Newcastle?
Yeah, very disappointed. I think we can be better as a team than we were tonight. So it's a lesson for us. At some point we were going to lose a game of football. Been on a good run and put ourselves in a decent position, So it's one game. We'll definitely learn from it. We have to.
I thought Jacob Ramsey's sending off is really harsh. I don't think he's looking for a penalty. I think he's fallen over. I don't think he's trying to simulate and con the referee there. So I think that's really harsh. I think you've got to be really careful before brandishing yellow cards. There's been a lot of question marks about our defending recently, and rightly so. And I tried to present to the players at half-time a good opportunity to answer some questions on that, and I thought we did. We blocked shots really well, we condensed space, and we frustrated them and managed the game well as well. So that's good to see that returning in our game.
You listen to Eddie Howe, and it's difficult to disagree with him really on the yellow card. We'll praise Newcastle and how they defended in a moment, but just because you fall over doesn't mean you've died.
He just loses balance, doesn't he, Ramsey? That's all it is. I mean, we see it here when the ball goes through, makes a terrific run, and keeper may have touched him, but he just loses balance. It's as simple as that. It's not a second yellow card. He didn't deserve to get sent off, and it's as simple as that.
And he doesn't appeal for it, does he? I mean, that's the other thing. He sort of lies there and then gets up.
I think. Look, I'm all for punishing simulation. I think that's the best thing we can do. But that's harsh. That's something that. He's not trying to get a penalty. He doesn't elaborate with the dive or accentuate his movement. He just loses his balance.
But boy, did they perform with 10.
Well, I think what was remarkable for Newcastle with 10 men was not just the way Eddie talked about the way they defended, but the way they went on the front foot. Now, this is just after the sending off. They would have been forgiven for dropping off and getting to half-time, but Anthony Gordon, nice and positive. He put himself about tonight. It's a brilliant run, and it's a penalty. And, of course, we know he's a good penalty taker, and that lifts everyone, gives you something to hang on to, makes half-time feel better. Second half, high up the pitch, didn't expect it, Ilanga. Winning the ball back, nice and strong, good determination. Again, that keeps the crowd with you and keeps everybody, enjoying the match. The reality is, it's hard to do this physically. Impacts, you're going after them, you're taking a risk of getting played through, but it's a risk worth taking because they kept winning it back. Now, okay, they got to give a foul on that particular one. But even here, anticipating second balls, winning duels, being positive, going past people, getting set plays, which give them a chance to score goals. And then when they needed the keeper, I mean, what a save that is.
It's a great save, that.
Been brought back into the team and justified his selection. And this, to get a winner, Asula, who hasn't had many minutes, he's a young lad, but he's got some talent, as we can see. It's nearly loses his footing, regains his composure. And when he comes in outside here, we were gobsmacked that he was managed to be able to whip it in from there. It's a wonderful goal. And he's not going to sleep tonight, by the way. Honestly, but when you score goals like that in last-minute games, you don't sleep very well.
But all that energy as well, and still on the front foot, when they are playing a lot more games than Manchester United.
And the crowd behind them was drawing them on. I thought they was excellent. But going to Manchester United, I feel as though they've done so well in recent weeks. And if you look at their 11, it's a very good. Then you start to look at the bench, and it doesn't have the same impact as well. So they've got the first bit right. Now, in the summer, they need to go recruit, because I think the last time Carrick lost points is when they played 2 games in a week. Yeah. So it's showing that
was
maybe
at West Ham midweek.
They can't maybe deal with that, and the players that are coming on are not giving the same impetus. So that's something to look at for Man United.
Yeah, and I think also, I think Michael Carrick went to win the game. They lost it trying to win it. They did throw all forwards
on and kept Chelsea,
Newcastle's 10 men. Did you expect more from your side tonight?
We're not happy with the way we played the game tonight. I think it was the way the game panned out. I think we had in our hands largely, but credit to Newcastle. I thought the way they approached the game, I thought we knew it was going to be a tough game here, but we navigated the game to be in a position where we felt we should kick on, and we didn't really. So, bitterly disappointed.
Why can it be so tricky facing a side with 10 men?
I don't think it was the 10 men. I just don't think we just didn't play good enough tonight. So we can't make any excuses for that. I think we all take responsibility for that, and we know.
You've shown so much character in a lot of your games so far. Why was that lacking?
It wasn't. It wasn't.
Okay.
It was just the quality and the performance. It wasn't character or wanting to win or anything like that. It's easy to throw that just because you don't win a game of football.
What was it about the performance that was lacking tonight then? What were you missing?
It was just general things. The quality, we weren't there, you know. And credit to Newcastle, they deserve to win tonight. So it hurts me to say that, but that's how it was, and we need to get back to working and be better for the next game.
Does it feel like a one-off game that you've had this really off day?
We've lost one game, all right. So we haven't played well enough, but in the grand scheme of things, we're in a decent position, you know. So tonight hurts because we don't like losing games, but we'll be better for the next one.
How do you ensure this then doesn't disrupt all of that good momentum that you've built up?
So you've got to get back at it and work hard and do the things that we did to win the games we've won, you know. And we can do that. We're a good team. We've got good players. Tonight wasn't for us.
Big game next at Old Trafford, and it's up against Aston Villa. You've got a 10-day break until that game. How do you plan to use that time with the team?
Yeah, just like any other week. We win a game, we lose a game. It doesn't change the feelings. Of course it does, and then we got to learn from it and we got to get better from it. But it's listen, we've had a lot of praise lately, and the boys deserved it. And tonight we're disappointed, but it doesn't change how we approach the next game. You know, we've got everything to play for, and we'll have a good week. We'll work hard, we'll learn, and we look forward to the next game.
Appreciate your time. Thanks, Michael.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Michael Carrick not making any excuses tonight. He said Manchester United just weren't good enough. Is this where we really find out what he's made of as Manchester United boss, Owen? You know him because he's now got to respond to his first big setback.
Yeah, I mean, Carrick will be fine. He was calm as a player, and even there, he's calm as a manager. Jules asked him a tough question, and he says that, you know, I forgot what Jules said. Did you say attitude or something? And he said, no, it wasn't that. They just didn't play well, and that's what it was. You know, they didn't have the right from the off. I didn't think they had the right energy. I didn't think they used the ball very well. Even when Newcastle had 10 men, possession-wise, it was almost 50-50. When the team has one less player, you should see that. You know, you have to make the pitch big. Like Eddie said, they were going to come inside, give them the wide areas. So you should have a man advantage there. I don't think they were aggressive enough. I don't think they tackled enough. Only really in the last 10 minutes did they put a little bit of pressure on Newcastle, and it felt like a goal could come. But to be fair to Carrick, you know, he's been brilliant since he's come in today. Thought against West Ham, they're a little bit flat.
Do you think that's been coming, that result,
possibly,
in the
but
last couple of performances?
But you know what, they've been finding a way to win games differently, and I think that's been a credit to Michael and the coaching staff and the players, that, you know, the first two were on the counter and then they dominate possession a little bit, then they get some late winners or late equaliser, and I thought today it felt like they expected to win, and they just thought it would happen. And I thought Eddie and Newcastle did a really good job of getting after Man United early. They were very aggressive, they pressed them. I thought they used the ball very well, and I just thought United just didn't have that fluidity with the ball, and I didn't think they were aggressive enough without it. And I'm sure Michael will say to the boys, look at the clips, and then they'll be better for it. That game against Aston Villa next week is massive, because that, you think about what Chelsea did today at Villa Park, and you see the fixtures coming up. I mean, that 3-4-5 race is going to be massive. And for these teams, you think about Villa, Chelsea, Man United, Champions League football is almost everything at the moment.
Why do you think they weren't able, Shay, to take advantage of the man advantage that they had for the whole of the second half?
I don't know. I think especially in forward areas, they lacked a bit of a spark of sending Owen off there a wee bit. That Bruno wasn't involved. He was involved a lot more towards the end of the game, but whatever way Newcastle set up didn't allow him to sort of get on the ball so much and dominate, you know, the possession as he's done. But what I would say on the Man United thing is they've lost a game of football. It's not the end of the world. I think Michael Carrick's
really push on.
Newcastle United FC delivered a stunning blow to Manchester United with a dramatic 2-1 victory that ended the impressive unbeaten run under Michael Carrick. The result at St James Park marked Carrick's first defeat since taking charge, bringing United's momentum to a sudden halt and sending a strong message about the competitiveness of the league. Manchester United entered the match full of confidence after a string of positive performances that had lifted them into the top four conversation. Carrick's tactical approach had brought balance and renewed belief to the squad, but Newcastle proved to be a completely different challenge. From the opening whistle, the home side pressed aggressively, refusing to allow United time to settle on the ball. Newcastle's intensity eventually paid off as they broke the deadlock with a well-worked attacking move that caught United's defence off guard. The crowd inside St James Park erupted as the Magpies took the lead, and the momentum immediately shifted in their favour. United struggled to control the tempo, and Newcastle continued to threaten with quick transitions and relentless pressure. United responded after the break with greater urgency. Captain Bruno Fernandes attempted to inspire a comeback with his trademark energy and creativity in midfield, driving the team forward and creating several dangerous moments around the Newcastle penalty area. Just when it looked like United might take control, Newcastle struck again. A swift counter-attack exposed gaps in United's defensive structure, allowing the hosts to double their lead and silence the travelling supporters. It was a ruthless reminder of how quickly games in the Premier League can turn. United did manage to pull one goal back late in the match, setting up a tense finish. The Red Devils pushed forward in search of an equaliser, throwing numbers into attack and forcing Newcastle into deep defensive positions during the final minutes. Despite the late pressure, Newcastle held firm to secure a memorable victory. The final whistle confirmed a 2-1 result that delighted the home crowd while leaving Manchester United players visibly frustrated. Post-match reactions on Match of the Day reflected the drama of the encounter. Pundits praised Newcastle's intensity and tactical discipline while also questioning whether United's impressive run had perhaps masked some underlying defensive vulnerabilities. For Carrick, the defeat represents a significant test of his leadership. Every successful run eventually faces adversity, and how United respond to the setback could define the next phase of their season. The challenge now is to regroup quickly, learn from the mistakes, and rediscover the form that had supporters dreaming of a strong finish. While the unbeaten streak may be over, the bigger picture remains open. Manchester United still have plenty to fight for the season, and Carrick's ability to guide the team through difficult moments will determine whether this defeat becomes a temporary setback or the start of a deeper struggle.